Today we are going to deal with the second category in testing artifacts. So the first category is test bases, which we have learned in previous class. Test bases are nothing but test requirements. So second category is nothing but test case specification. So give numbers. First one, sorry, this is the first category. This is the second category. So today we are going to deal with the second category because we have already learned the first category. The second category is test case specification. So what is test case specification? If you see the term specification, so in real world, specific is nothing but a particular thing. Okay, a particular thing. So like that, which means a particular thing required to do test cases. See here, there are new word test cases. So we learn the test case in further classes. So which is nothing but a particular inputs required to write test cases is nothing but test case specification, which means set of inputs to write test cases. The exact set of inputs to write test cases will consider it as a test case specification. So this is a definition of test case specification. Test case specification they get categorized into two types. Those are nothing but the first one is test scenarios, very very important interview point of view. The second one will be the test cases. So what about a test scenario? The first one is very very important, these two topics, test scenario and test cases. Don't be confused. So I will give the real-time examples also. Test scenario. If you see the term test scenario, test is nothing but you know verify, and scenario means something like a doing the things. Scenario is doing a things or doing the performing an actions, which means going for our journey types. So so verify the journey. Whose journey we need to verify? Obvious, we need to verify the customers, users, clients journey. Verifying user journey is nothing but test scenario. The definition for test scenario is nothing but verify user journey, how user is going to perform its journey. Come to generic Google definition is nothing but verify the functionality of any application. We can take any definition, no, never mind. So verifying functionality when implication, nothing but whose functionality we are verifying? Obvious, customer applications only. That's why verifying user journey, how user is going to perform a journey, nothing but test scenario. So let's take real-time example of test scenario in a real world. So I want to my requirement is to get the cash from ATM. So what is the things? So what is my journey is the my scenario will be I'm verifying to verify how user is going to going to get amount from ATM. So I'm just verifying how user is going to get amount from ATM. So this is my test scenario. In that I have few conditions, I have few values. Okay. And one more thing, test scenario you also consider it as uh, test scenario, also known as test scenario, test functionalities. Okay, in that I'm just verifying how user is going to verify his uh, amount getting from ATM. So in that I will have the few conditions, like what are few conditions we will have to check how user is going to get the amount from ATM. Obvious, first of all you need to go to ATM. Something like these are the step-by-step process involved to get the amount from ATM. Test functionality or test condition uh, or test possibility. These are the other names of test scenarios. We have three names. Right now, remember the things: test scenario, test condition, and test possibility. Anything will consider it as a test scenario. Let me save this document. Okay, in that I have let's consider the step-by-step process how I can get ATM amount from ATM. Okay, first one is go to ATM. Oh, obvious. The first step. The second step will be, as for my knowledge, I am writing the few conditions. Go to ATM, insert code. Fourth one will be select language. This is a generic where we see in many ATMs. Okay, the fourth one is enter pin. The fifth one is uh, select option as withdraw, because we'll see many options, right? Withdraw, change pin, block card, mini statement, card to card transfer, something like we'll see many options from that. Uh, C, C, uh, withdraw option. The sixth condition will be select withdraw. The seventh option will be later we'll see the next page is nothing but type of account, whether it is saving account, credit card account, or the current account, something, right? Type of account I'll see later. I'll enter amount. Later I'll get print receipt, yes or no. Better to go for no, because please maintain eco-friendly, don't waste papers, up to you. Okay, print receipt. Later we'll get amount from ATM. So these are the few conditions where we will derive, where we get the amount from ATM. So this scenario that might just verifying the user journey, how user going to perform his journey to get the amount from ATM. This is my scenario. For the scenario, I have few values, few conditions. These all are nothing but, which means from 1 to 1 to 10 steps. We'll call it as test cases. That's it. I will give what are the definition of test cases. So one scenario on a rule, and a thumb rule, I can give the information, right? One scenario can contains one to many test cases. Sometimes you can have 100, sometimes you can have 200, sometimes you can have 4, sometimes you can have only one test case. It's depending upon the requirement, which means note, very, very important note. One scenario can contains one to many test cases. That's the thumb rule. Okay. So this is nothing but the definition of scenario, example of scenario. In real world we have n number of scenarios, or something like preparation of a tea, manufacturing of a pen. Manufacture of a pen, right? It requires type of ink, type of material, or whether it is ball pen, whether it is ink pen, or whether it requires a cap, whether it requires spring or something like. We had n number of test cases for preparation of or manufacturing a pen. Something like anywhere we'll see many scenarios, and it contains n number of test cases. So this is nothing but test scenario. Now come to the test cases. What we meant by test cases? The B second option is, see here, A is test scenario and the B condition is test cases. What we meant by test cases? What we meant by test cases? Test cases are nothing but, let's give a blind definition. I will explain the definition later. So it contains few values. Obvious. It contains few values to check the application behavior, or to check the application. What are the few values? I don't know what are the few values. See here, it contains values, right? Language, a pin, weight draw option, something like you want some values. That's the same way it also contains the values. What are the values we have in the application? It contains few values. Let's take the real-time examples to know what are the values to. So for a graduation, obvious, we always complete we graduation, right? When we complete our graduation, BTech or BU, right? We'll always submit our hard copy as a project, right? So from the hard copy, I'll take real-time example. What it contains: hard copy of uh, uh, graduation project. If you see, how can you know on seeing that your hard copy, how can you know who has done this project? Obvious, the only option is not on the name, not on the project name, not on your surname, or not on your original name. So it's not on your name or graduation name. It's depending upon your always the roll number. That is nothing but your unique roll number. So depending upon your roll number only, we can identify who has done this project. So the important is your roll number. Just a minute, there is an audio problem. Okay, I think yeah, it's not clear. So first nothing but your roll number. Roll number is very important. After the roll number, I will see who had done this project. After roll number, I will see the title. Okay, project title. So roll number, which is nothing but an unique attribute, a unique value, unique number. So because that roll number is not available for other people also. Okay, nothing but your roll number, right? So here also we'll have test case ID, or roll number, or your ID. Like we have for test cases, we'll have. So this is the first attribute of first value. Next, I will see the project title, like a that's movie title, and depending upon movie title, I can guess, right, how the movie will look like. Same like project title, what we have done the project. Same here also, project name or project title, right? Same here also, test case name. When now my project title got, so I will see after whenever I open the book, initial I will see the abstract, which is nothing but the basic information of your project. Okay, and depending upon the title, we give the abstract. So something like few organization will follow standard principle, like the abstract should not be more than half page, or else abstract should not contain more than 300 words, something like that. Same like. Next is I will focus on abstract. It is nothing but it gives a description of your the project title, whatever you are given project title, right? The description will be given in your abstract. Obvious, that's true. Okay, the third one will be description of your project at least. That's like test case name and test case description. Okay, okay, obvious. The fourth one will be the test, the content. The next page is my content. It shows the page to page, the chapter by chapter information. First chapter will contains like this, second chapter will contains like this, next step will contains like this, next step will contain like this. So it contains the step by step process, right? So obvious. The fourth one in test case is nothing but test case, test to design steps. So whenever I go for the content, I will see the first chapter and chapter first it and first chapter description, and after whenever my first chapter completes, my second chapter will start. It will do the second chapter description. When it continues for third chapter, again it will contain the description of the third chapter. Third chapter means chapter wise description. So here also, so whatever we are given chapter, right? Chapter wise description same like test to design description. So the last results will, the last chapter will be like our conclusion or results and conclusion. What will do, what will see in the result, like we will show, we'll focus the results, nothing but for the previous project this is the tolerance value, and we have given the much more value than the previous one, something like we'll show our results, right? The expected results are, this is my expected result from the equation, and this is my actual result what I am showing here. So something like we are comparing the things in our results, and we will conclude our the process. So here also uh, whatever results showing us, this here also we will have the expected results. uh, we'll see real-time example of every values here. So these are the basic and important generic values in test cases. First one is it contains test case ID, which is always unique. Next is the test case name, which gives the information about the test case. Test case description, nothing but brief description of the test case name, and next design steps, step by step process, why we, how we are going for test designs, and step by step chapter wise or step by step what you are written, right? For every step we will have the description, and the last one will be the expert result, what we are expecting and what we are seeing, something like. Okay, so these are the things we'll have in test cases. So let me copy. I don't know whether I can copy this or not. I will try for separate. Copy these things. Let me paste here. Okay, got it. Good. So the values in test case are nothing but the basic values: test case ID, test case name, test case description, design steps, design description, and expected results. So these are the things will contains, the test case will contains. So you know, we see the definition. It contains few values. These are the few values. These are the few values what I'm highlighting here to check the application. So whenever we writing the test case in further classes, right, I will take an sample example what we familiar use the application. On seeing the application, I can give what is my test scenario, how can we write test cases from the test scenario, all the things. Okay, and just go for revision. So today we are dealing with testing artifacts. The second phase is nothing but second category, test case specification. Test case specification nothing but the exact set of inputs, the exact values, the the set of inputs required to write test cases. So what are the inputs we require? So it can be anything. This can be input anything, any input required to write test cases will correct as test case specification. Again, test case specification category has the two types: test scenario and test cases. Test scenario nothing but I'm just verifying user journey will consider it as test scenario. Test cases nothing but the few values, few attributes which contains in an application to check the application will call it as test cases. So test scenario, I given real time example. What is test scenario here? This is a test scenario, and it contains. I will have shown that it contains a number of test cases. Right now, it will contains 10 test cases. So these are the values in test cases. Okay, that's it for the day. Thank you.